Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection. And I thank you for returning. And today, guys, I'm going to talk about some of the Warner Archive movies that I've picked up here lately. One of them was very interesting. So let's get right to it. These are Warner Archive releases, and some of these are some of the older Warner Brother DVD releases. This is really cool. I'm a big fan of Boris Karloff, and this is a Boris Karloff triple feature, which has some of the... He had a contract to do like 3 movies for Warner Brothers, kind of after Universal, after Frankenstein and some of the Mummy and stuff like that. But this one has West of Shanghai, The Invisible Menace, and Devil's Island, which are all pretty good movies. They were made between like 37, 38, and 39. And each one of them run just barely over an hour. So they're pretty short and sweet. And makeup, he's done some makeup on it, especially with West of Shanghai and stuff, but they're a lot of fun. I mean, they're not the best Boris Karloff movies ever made, but they are very good, high quality movies. I'm trying to think if I thought one of the directors was somebody. John Farrow directed West of Shanghai and The Invisible Menace. John Farrow, of course, father of Mia Farrow. So there you go, the Boris Karloff triple feature. Next up, this was a documentary that TNT, Turner Network Television, put on back in 1992, I want to say, 92, 91. This was a big event. It was like a 5-part series or something. I remember taping it on VHS. And later on, years later, I got I think I got the Laserdisc edition of this. But it's a really good documentary. It's hosted by Star Trek's Patrick Stewart. And he's kind of hammy at times. It kind of gives it some of its fun and flair and stuff. But this is the documentary MGM When the Lion Roars. This was a epic documentary series when it came out, all about MGM from the start to finish. And it's 366 minutes long. I forgot how they split that up, but this is on 2 discs. There's four episodes, so I guess it was over 4 days. I think that's how they did that. But yeah, this is an epic story. I mean, if you love Hollywood, especially Hollywood history from the 20s, 30s, and 40s, this is a documentary for you. I mean, you of course you would already know what MGM is and everything, but really good. I mean, Ted Turner owned all the MGM movies and everything at this time. So he had every film at his fingertips. So it's a documentary that everything's provided for. It shows a lot of rare movies and a lot of cool behind the scenes stuff. So it's an epic, grand documentary. When the Lion Roars, MGM, very, very good, in my opinion. This is a new release from Warner Archive. This came out maybe a few months ago. This is 1935's Mad Love, starring Peter Lorre. Is directed by what's his name, Carl Freund, who was a cinematographer for The Mummy. Or no, he directed The Mummy. He worked with Fritz Lang back in Germany and stuff, so he's got that German expressionist look going for it. He really didn't direct a lot of movies. This maybe 2 or 3 movies he directed. But it also stars Francis Drake, Colin Clive, Mr. Frankenstein himself, and Ted Healy of Ted Healy and the Three Stooges. So it's a really good movie. Peter Lorre, it's just a epic performance from him. It's very sinister and just campy at times, and just it's got so much atmosphere in this movie. And this new restoration of this is beautiful. This is a great release. This is one of the best releases of this year. When did this come out? Last year? Yeah, it says 2021. So I think I got it in January. But anyways, guys, great movie. You need to pick this up, add it to your collection. Mad Love. And here's another newer one released from the archive in the past months. This is a movie called The Eye of the Devil. This is a really, really interesting movie, very cult classic-y. It's got Deborah Kerr, David Niven, Donald Pleasance. It's got a Sharon Tate, she's got a smaller part in it, but she's very memorable. And David Hemmings is in this. And this is a movie I've never heard of. It's actually directed by J. Lee Thompson. And but it's very interesting. It's got a lot of mystery. It's got a lot of tense scenes in it. So it's one of those movies like, man, why didn't I ever see this before? But it looks great on here. It's got a great print. It's got, I think it just basically has like the theatrical trailer. But anyways, if you're wanting something different, something you've never heard of, and you're into suspense and mystery and horror, pick this one up. I think you'll like it. Eye of the Devil. And we got another archive collection release. This came out a few months ago too. And as you know, I'm a big fan of the Marx Brothers. Groucho, Harpo, Chico, Zeppo, Gummo. I'm a big fan of the Marx Brothers. And this is one of the few movies they have on Blu-ray of their MGM movies and stuff. This is a Night at the Opera, 1935. This is one of their most famous movies. It's not my favorite. I'm more of a duck soup kind of guy. But Night at the Opera is classic. It's got so many classic Marx Brothers scenes and comedy writings and stuff. Just very, very funny. But yeah, this was, I'm hoping they will put all their stuff out on Blu-ray, because they made like 5 movies for MGM. But yeah, there you go. Night at the Opera. I can now put that with my DVDs and Laserdiscs that I have of this movie. And VHS. I have VHS. And finally, guys, this is a very interesting movie. I came across this just looking at eBay, and it popped up, and it was really cheap. And it had a lot to it. It's got a lot of content in here. And it's almost like I bought it more for the content than the actual movie. Because the movie's like, it's okay, but it's just famous for what it is. But it's very controversial at the same time. The movie I'm talking about is 1927's The Jazz Singer, starring Al Jolson. Al Jolson was a big Broadway entertainer, singer, dancer. And of course, he made the move to Hollywood and stuff. And one of his major things was putting on blackface. To me, thinking back, blackface is so stupid. I mean, it's just dumb. I mean, I don't know. It just looks stupid. It's like, why did they need to put black makeup on? It's just dumb, really. But yeah, The Jazz Singer, most famous for being the first movie with sound in it, with actual voices and stuff, and not sound effects. It's not heavy on vocals, but it's you know, it's got music, it's got live voice and stuff. It was a Vitaphone release through Warner Brothers. Vitaphone was an early sound development process that Warner Brothers used in the early days. But yeah, this release is really interesting because you got, I mean, in my opinion, The Jazz Singer would probably have just been forgotten if it wasn't the first sound movie. But let me go through this one first. Okay, here we get the movie. It's got different art. We got the movie, and then it's got 2 other discs. And even the first disc has got loaded with special features. It's got a lot of Vitaphone shorts, and there's a really good documentary about the Vitaphone process and all that stuff. So it's really cool, and I really wanted to see that documentary and stuff like that, because I could care less about a guy singing in blackface, to be honest. But yeah, it's got some memorable songs and stuff from it, but I don't know. it's just, I don't know, it's just weird to me. It's kind of bizarre. But then it came with these 2 booklets that's got a reproduction of the original brochure for the program. It's got a booklet of like photos and some essays, and then it's got this. It's got another accompanying book. This one's got some reproductions of magazine clippings and stuff of the day. It's got a Western Union telegram from Jack Warner to Al Jolson. But very interesting. These are similar to some of the big deluxe sets that Warner Brothers put out of like The Searchers and Rio Bravo and some other stuff. These are just, they're really nice. I mean, this is a really nice big collection. This is when DVD was at its height and the companies poured money into their DVD releases, and Warner Brothers was one of the best ones of the big companies, American companies. They did some really beautiful releases. This even has like a little, I guess you call that a J card that shows everything. But yeah, it's a 3-disc set. It's got all these extra reproductions of scripts and magazines and a program guide, all this stuff. Very historic release to celebrate the first sound movie. But yeah, The Jazz Singer, I think sometimes I wish it was a different movie. You know, maybe it could have been a Broadway backstage musical, something like 42nd Street. But this one's the winner. This is the first one that happened and everything. So, but yeah, it is very antique. It's very of its time. It hasn't aged well. You know, but it is what it is. It's an example of the early sound and stuff, you know, back then. You know, the whole blackface thing was so common back then. You know, it's really weird though. But this is also a very nice set. This is really, it's mint. I mean, it's mint. I got it for $10 on eBay, free shipping. So I couldn't turn it up. I couldn't turn that away. Just for that documentary alone, it's worth $10. So that's about it, guys. I just wanted to show you some of my newer Warner Brothers and Warner Archive releases that I've picked up here in the last couple of months. Hope you enjoyed this. Comment, let me know, what do you think about The Jazz Singer, and etc. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell, the notification bell, so when I release a new video, you will be alerted to that. So hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. Had fun making it. Everybody be safe out there. Watch a good movie tonight. Find you a Warner Archive movie today and watch it, and because I know I will. And I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.